and welcome to Angry Dudes Gaming Fishing Planet Beginner's Guide Tutorial. So today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going through the beginning tutorial, showing you how to complete the no, I'm just kidding. We're going to do lots more stuff. It's the tutorial. Wait for a fish to bite. This might take a while. While you're waiting, punch yourself in the face. Don't really punch yourself. Once you're done with the tutorial and it's time to get the real fishing going, come back to the lake. First thing you want to do is hit F11 to turn this crappy casting mode off. This gives you the aim ability. You just right click, see where you want to go, and then line up your power bar and eat that bad boy. Same thing still applies for the wait for fish. One thing to look for is you'll see like fish jumping out of the water, or you'll see like bubbles and stuff. Oh wow, almost got away. You'll see bubbles and fish jumping out of the water and stuff like that. Keep an eye out for that, because that means that there's high activity in that area. And if you can, your way to those bubbles. And place bobber and bubble. So like right here, there's fish jumping out of the water. There's bubbles on the other side of the water. Try to get near that stuff, and it'll increase your chances of catching fish and or larger fish. Just be sure whenever a fish hits your line, wait for the bobber to leave those two marks on the right side of the screen over here. You want it to either go down and like wiggle, or like go off to one side or something. Yeah, just like that. Alright, so after you catch a couple of fish, you'll have a little bit of money, a little bit of access to other things.
Hi.
The keep... I got a fish, dang it, I'm trying to talk. You got giant necro pole in my face. So one of the main things you want to do is you want to get a bigger keep net, like right out of the gate, because that amounts to how many fish you can get before you have to go turn in. Keep net's good. You want to get a casting rod and pole, so that you can catch more gooder fishers. So as far as like how much XP you can get, some of the other fish are better. Money, some other fish are better. Well, I'm catching nothing but shiners over here. So let's see. Show you a good spot on this map. All right, guys. So the good spot is right here in this little corner of the lake. It is this bottom section here, and we're going to be fishing in these lily pads and this grass stuff area. Right now, there is. If you hit 0, it puts your pole away, and you can zoom. There's some fish jumping out there. That's a really good spot to fish, like right past the grass. But unfortunately, our current pole will not reach that far. So we're going to fish in the middle of the grass here where that fish just jumped.
And the other spot similar to that, if you look left, would be right over here.
I love winding up as hard as you can and throwing, and it goes 6 feet. All right. Another thing for you beginners, always look at the weather forecast. If you want to catch big fish, you're going to be fishing on what's called the peak of the day. Check that out. If you're fishing in that peak, you have a better chance of catching a bigger fish. Sometimes it also equals more fish, but you can catch fish in the dip, just they don't seem to be as willing to bite. So try to fish just on the peaks. You can fast forward time by hitting T and then selecting where you want to go. Another thing to keep in mind is you can also fish at night. And at nighttime, there's no penalty for skipping time You don't have to wait. You don't have to pay a bait coin or whatever. You can skip right along and you can go straight to the peak and fish at night. You also get some cool stuff fishing at night and doing challenges. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, completing those challenges gets you sometimes XP, sometimes lures, bait, things like that.
And the elusive bait coins. I created a new account so that I can go through all the beginner stuff with y'all guys and kind of walk you through it. Nick is on a higher level character. I think he's on his main account.
Yep.
He's going to be able to catch some stuff that we're not able to just because he's got access to different baits and rods and whatnot. I'll have to get him to show us how to catch a catfish out here.
Catfish. All I've caught so far on this is grass pickerel, which is fine.
Oh, all right. So here's a very good fish to show you something. Your drag, which is at the bottom right around those little lines, you can turn that up and down by hitting minus or plus. Apparently, I'm not allowed to keep trophy. So sad. Do not have the proper fishing license. All right, so you can turn that up and down using plus or minus. What you want to make sure you do is you want to set your drag to where when the fish is pulling, you'll see the little lines come up and they'll reach the top. You don't ever want your fish to be able to pull and get the lines to the top of the bars. You want it to stop, somewhere around in here. So you have to set your drag to where it's low enough that it doesn't cap out. Caps out, you'll break your line or your pole or your reel or whatever, and you'll lose all the stuff on your pole. So you want to set your drag to where it gets close to the top, but doesn't touch the top, or else it'll break your equipment. Also, if you start out and you've only got one line on the side here, go to your menu and settings, and there's a simple and a pro. I highly recommend switching to pro because it'll show you. See, this one you've got 3 different things in one bar. This one will show you if your line is too light, or your pole is too light, or your reel is too light, so you can tell where you're having the bottleneck, and you can get upgrades, whatnot, to go bigger. Also, big bobber because it's hilarious and it's easier to see. There's reason. So another thing, this is your reel speed. You can roll your mouse wheel to turn this up or down, and it's just how fast you pull your bait back in. If you're using a casting rod and you're using a bait that you have to pull in constantly, the most common place to leave it is at 2 speed, which has got the arrow and the chevron here. That's basically the 2 speed. Sometimes you'll need a 3 speed. Sometimes you'll need the 1 speed, but 2 pretty much covers pretty much everything. We'll show you some different reel styles too. I do take back what I said earlier. When you're first leveling up, the fish keeper is important, but you'll probably level up faster than you expect to, and there's no need to waste money on the second keep net or the third net. I would hold off until you hit 8. I don't know. You might find that the double is better. The fish hut. Yeah, let's go ahead and get that one. I'm not going to spend money on this one. I'm going to wait until I get to 8. It's about that. Was 26 pounds. So we're going from 4 pounds to 8 pounds. And then we'll skip the next one. And then go for the 26 pound. That's a huge upgrade. And really do need to save your money at the beginning. So I'll get the first upgrade so that we can get a couple of the trophy fish. Because this one's max single weight is 1 pound. The trophy fish will go over that. So get this one. Don't get these 2. This one's stupid with the bait coins. There's quite a bit of stuff to buy at the beginning, like these little coats will give you an extra, little bit of room for bait, lures, and stuff like that. Rod stands, absolutely. When you hit level 6, you want the rod stand. Because that allows you to catch twice as many fish. You can have your bobber pole on the rod stand, and then you can use like a casting reel in the other hand so that you're fishing twice at the same time, basically. It'll really help bring in money faster. Let's see here. Casting rods. Gotta be level 6 first. Or wait, no. Is this a... Oh, okay. So you can get this one at level 3. So value spin. We're going to go ahead and grab that, because there's some really good fish that you can get. We're going to grab that mini spin. Need some line. For the small investment of 2 bait coins, 6-pound fluorocarbon, not a bad investment. I'm going to go ahead and do it. The thing I would really probably spend your bait coins for is the unlimited Texas license. That's 7 bait coins. That'll make it to where you can always have the advanced fishing license in Texas permanently. So if you absolutely run out of money, you can come back here and fish and don't have to worry about it. I guess we need a rod case too, don't we?
Yep.
For that too. We're going to be dropping a G on that. Worth it. All right, so second we got value spin. We're going to put the mini spin on it and the fluorocarbon line. Recommend using half of it. You don't want to eat it all up. Oh wait, no, it's got 834. Oh, it went from... Never mind. Derp. Yeah, rocket. And we don't have any lures. So we're going to go back to the shop. We're going to go to lures. Casting spoon. We're going to grab one of these. Red worms. I'm going to go ahead and buy some more of those just because red worms are really good for the beginning of the game. We're going to put our casting spoon on this rod. Also, I'm going to... Simple hooks. Let's see, what can we get? We can get a number 2 hook. We got a number 8 right now, and 8 will make it to where you catch those little shiners. But we're going to slap a number 2 on there. That will help us get larger fish. All right, so casting rod. This is a really light spoon, so I'm going to use a really slow reeling method. We're on 1 speed. We're constantly reeling, and I'm just tapping right-click whenever the pole settles. And this will give you what's called twitching. Twitching is probably one of the best ways to catch fish on a casting rod, especially early game. My favorite two is twitching and stop and go. But you'll see the little indicator at the top right. Show you that you're twitching. This spoon's probably a little too light twitching. There's 2 ways of doing twitching. That's one way. The other way, throw this out there. You can hold right click, and that'll keep your pole up in the air, and then you just kind of use your left click to reel in, and that will give you twitching, which we just caught a fish. So turn the drag up a little bit. What we get? Nice trophy bluegill. There we go. That's a big old fat fish, man.
Yeah.
All right, level 4. How about that? And we unlocked Mud Water River. Got some baits that we can use. Jig heads. That's an important one. And the shads. Those are going to be good. Pet food is good if you're trying to catch catfish. And then we've got gold and stuff. But yeah, before that fish so rudely interrupted me while I was trying to show you how to twitch this way, you just want the fish to go up and down and just kind of watch the dots, and you can tell when to click. Okay, so you need to know where to keep your bait while you're fishing. So on a day like today, with the current weather, the fish are going to be low in the water because it's a low pressure day. I'll show you that here in just a second. So what I like to do is I like to keep the bait just off the bottom. So you just kind of keep reeling in while it's really close to the bottom. And that'll be your best bet for catching a fish on a low pressure day. Some fish don't care about the pressure. They're always going to be on one spot or another. But most fish will follow the rule with the pressure. Oh, we got a big boy. What we got? All right, see, that's where you want your drag. See, it's not touching the top, but it's really close. And it makes it to where we're not going to like break our rod or break our reel or whatever while we're reeling it in. And here we go. What we got? That's what we're looking for. Spotted bass, baby. $108, 14 XP. Those are good fish. When you pull out your map, you'll have this. Hey, they redone the map thing. That's cool.
They
did like a topographical thing. We're looking for the deepest parts of the water for catfish. So, right here at the top would be a good spot. And then like out in this area would be a really good spot. So I want to say like right here. Add a marker. So you hit the little plus button. Oh, no. I don't want to mark that. I'm going to put a marker right there. So that's going to be a really good catfish spot. And I'm going to share that with Nick. So there's a deep spot, Nick.
All right.
And now you can see where that is, and there's fish jumping out there. So if he casts out there, he'll have a good chance of catching
so
like a catfish or a buffalo.
When somebody shares a mark with you, it's going to be to the right over here. Click. And now sometimes you can, when you catch a I want to know where I caught that fish last. You can set that marker, and then if he would caught the fish, and it would tell me where he caught it, what time, what he caught it with, things like that. Here, set mark. And apparently, I had a previous one there. And yeah, so we had set this a long time ago.
I really like the topographical view of the map they changed.
Yeah. And we'll go over to your fish species. You click the map and you scroll down. Or if you already showed them this. And you click on whatever fish you want to look at. And tells you all the baits. Pet food, leeches, small cut bait, blood, and preferred lures. Me, I have in my inventory, I think I have any pet food, but I have leeches, small cut bait, large cut bait, medium cut bait, all that kind of stuff. So we're just going to try the leeches.
All right, so I was talking to you guys about water, or about the pressure earlier. I need to show y'all guys that. Are we in the same room? I think we're in the same room.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there you are.
We were both in menus.
For a second. Gotcha. All right, so the pressure, something you need to keep in mind. If you look up here to the top left, where it shows your time, day, shows the temperature, the weather, and then this little thing here is the barometer. It shows you the pressure. If it's low, if it's down in the ball, that's going to be a low pressure day. You're going to want to fish close to the bottom for most of your fish. If it's up here, up high, you want to fish close to the top of the water for most of your fish. Some fish, like catfish, they like to be at the bottom regardless, even if the pressure's high. They will move a little closer up or a little higher up than normal, but for the most part, they're going to want to be at the bottom all the time regardless of the pressure. So it's one of those things you kind of got to experiment with each type of fish you're looking for. But out here, pretty much everything except for the buffalo and the catfish obey the pressure. Another type of reel I was wanting to show you guys is the stop and go. It's pretty much exactly like twitching, but you don't have your pole up. Just kind of reel, stop, reel, and stop. And it's in the name. Yeah, just like that. Sometimes you'll get a fish like nibble at your bait. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't stop, because what you were doing had them interested. So keep doing that. Sometimes people say you should stop doing that, or you should stop and let them bite. But the majority of my fish that I catch whenever they're nibbling like that, I just keep doing what I'm doing and jump on it.
And you'll see the dots that show up if it's 1 dot, 2 dot, or 3 dot. Don't focus.
Don't stress over that. Yeah.
Don't focus too much on that.
Another fishing style that you can do is called lift and drop. You're gonna hold the pole up, right click. It's gonna hit the bottom. You're gonna reel a little bit and let it drop all the way back down to the bottom. Keep doing that. That will be your lift and drop style. To be honest, I don't catch fish on lift and drop hardly ever. The majority of everything that I do is either twitching or stop and go. Another variation of reeling style, you can do straight or straight and slow. Straight and slow works pretty good with certain baits and certain fish. The straight, I don't have good luck with it, depending on... There's like a couple of fish with a couple of baits that it does good, but nothing here that I've had luck with.
All right, and we've got our first catfish.
Here it is.
So just like he was telling you, step up that hook size and you'll weed out that smaller fish. Because I bumped it up to a number 4, and most of the time once you step up the hook size, it weeds out smaller fish most of the time.
Alright, so if y'all guys are looking for bass, right here is a really good spot. You can fish from the bridge and catch them, just straight out. I like fishing this little right beside these lilies. You can also catch over here. You can catch a grass pickerel. Those are fairly decent for XP and money. But spotted bass and grass pickerel will come down this line right here. You can catch them way over on the other side too. And like I said, you can catch bass out in the middle, but I like that little pass right there. Also, you can catch buffalo over by where Nick is.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's along the bank side over there.
Yeah.
And like right in front of you. If you're looking for buffalo are pretty good fish to catch. They're gonna be tough on starter equipment. That's
right.
A show.
They're a fight.
Let's see. What does it take to catch a buffalo? Corn, mayflies, bloodworms. I think bloodworms is what I caught.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you have an issue with bait dragging the bottom and you can't get it off, increase speed just a little bit and give your bait, a little time to drop back down and stuff whenever you're putting in. Having an issue with it flying out of the water, decrease your reel speed a little bit. You gotta find that happy medium. But as far as the bobber goes, or the bobber pole, it gets decent fish, but like the most XP that you can get out here, I usually get off of a cast.
Right. Also, something to look at When you catch a fish and you reel it in and it shows the XP gained, you'll see these arrows. Sometimes it'll be red arrows pointing left, sometimes it'll be green arrows pointing right. Red arrows pointing left means your equipment is way overpowered for what you're catching, and so you don't get as much XP. If you get the green arrows pointing right, that tells you you caught that fish on equipment that's not technically rated to catch that fish. So it's going to give you a little bit more XP.
When you're starting out here, your equipment sucks. You're going to get the green arrows.
Yeah.
Also, a shortcut for making your reel speed hit max, if you want to change locations or something. If you hold shift and reel, it'll set your reel speed at max without having to roll your mouse wheel and setting, all that stuff.
So here's this other catfish spot. Run up on this road right here. Cast straight down to it. It's the other deep spot on the pond. And last spot, the other hot spot here is all the way in this corner. And it's a similar setup as far as right in the middle of the lily pads as that other corner way over there to the left. And you'll catch similar fish here as you will there. But you'll find out, you just kind of vary the spots, vary the times.
These fish are everywhere because it's a starter lake. Like, they just want people to throw it in the water and catch something, regardless of where they are. But there are places that do a little bit better for catching, like trophy crappie, or catching, like, bass, stuff like that. Some of those places are better than others. But pretty much anywhere you throw your bait in the water, you have a chance of catching a fish. It's just we're trying to show you the good spots.
Yep.
So we're going to take a look at the keep net. Go into, I leveled up. Easy go bell pocket. Grab that thing as soon as you get it. That will allow you to carry more lures and baits. Inventory, fish keeper. Go to the bottom. All right, spotted bass. Looks like spotted bass is best for X. It's all really close. Like, I'm sure if we caught a trophy crappie, if you get a trophy crappie, that's probably a little bit better than the spotted bass because it's a trophy. So that's another reason I said be sure and buy that rod stand, so you can throw your bobber in that little lily pad area. You can catch the crappie, and then you can fish for bass and pickerel while you're waiting. But bass have the highest amount of dollar return. Let's see, the grass pickerel was my second highest. It was $45. Spotted bass, $119. I mean, spotted bass is going to be your cash cow out here. So definitely use the bobber for the crappie for the XP, and use the casting rod for spotted bass so you can get that money. All right, I guess that's it.
Think so. Think we covered everything.
Nice. Check back with us again. We'll put the next video we'll do will be Mudwater River, and I'll show you that sweet catfish spot where you're going to be for a hot minute grinding those things out because they are good.
Definitely.
All right, guys. Thanks for stopping by. Turn like or subscribe if you feel the need, and we will be here next week. Take care, guys.
See ya.